Hey guys, I'm Eric, and we're going to go back to the Atari 7800 this week on Retro Gaming Nerds. Hey guys, so as I said, we're going back to the Atari 7800 this week, and we're playing Karateka, released by Brøderbund on PCs in 1984, but on the Atari in 1988. Now, the game on the computers was a classic. It's a side-scrolling sort of fighting game thing. More of a fighting game than a side-scroller, but unfortunately, on the Atari 7800, it was horrible. The controls were slow and sluggish. It was like watching fighting, like a Kung Fu film in slow motion. It was bad. And you're going to experience it today on Retro Gaming Nerds, because I'm going to suffer through it. And if I'm going to suffer through it, you're going to suffer through it. Because, hey, last week was a crappy game that I did not like, and I want to make you guys see a crappy game that I wanted to like back in the day, because, you know, who didn't want a classic fighting game on a classic console when all you had was Ataris when everybody else had Nintendos? True story. So guys, get ready. We're going to play Karateka.
Alright guys,
right
so
now.
Here we are on the Atari 7800, and as you can see, we're zoomed in just nicely so you can see everything. Information on its release day, and there's even a story that you get to see. High atop a craggy cliff, guarded by an army of fierce warriors, stands the fortress of the evil warlord, Akuma. Deep in the darkest dungeon of the castle, Akuma gloats over his lovely captive, the Princess Mariko. You are one trained in the way of karate, a karateka. Alone and unarmed, you must defeat Akuma and rescue the beautiful Mariko. Put fear and self-concern behind you. Focus your will and your objective, accepting death as a possibility. This is the way of Karateka. That just sounds really wrong. So here's how it starts. I run right into him and I can't stop. Oh, and one punch and... oh. So I'm sitting here trying to get into position. So if you get into the fighting position, it's a little bit easier. You don't die. And, you know, to attack is by directions. Hey, look at that. We're finally getting some kicks in. This is the problem. I've been holding the joystick in a position to attack for a little while now, and it's slow. Now, what's great is while you're standing there, you gain health back, but so does he. But in order to attack, you got to get close enough. So at this point, you want to stand back and kind of wait and let him do some attacking and stuff, and then we'll move in and get kicked a few times, because, you know, there is no jumping in karate. I don't know why. Yay, we beat him. Barely. So let's take ourselves out of fighting position and run along. Little in-game scenario. Poor Mariko. She's being forced to wed Akuma. She's moving along so sadly, waiting for her hero to come and save her. Round 2 fight. And I'm going to run right into that guy, because, you know, why not? In order for me to move, I have to hold down the left joystick button, and then move in, release it, and then pressing directional towards up, and I can kick. Straight towards is a mid-range kick, and towards down is that. But if I press up directly, right now he's doing nothing. Back does punching. So yeah, if you want to get in there to do stuff, yeah, that's great. Punch. Punches don't do much of anything, so we got to kick and kick. We got the enemy worn down, so he's going to back off to gain some health. I'm going to try and gain some more health. We'll move in and commence the attack. As you know, I stand there and let him hit me because the game is stupid. Somehow we won. Unassume the fighting position and run off. Now this guy is straight up frickin' powerful. Somehow I need to beat him. Congratulations, it's a boss fight. Come on, attack! There you go! Now at this point, I need to move away from him so I can gain some health. But guess what? Look what he's doing. Yeah, gaining some health. And this is the thing about this game, folks. It's not a jump in and attack kind of game. It's all about the strategy of karate. And this is where I'm going to die now, unless I can get back far enough to gain some health. And the thing is, the computer opponent will never move in close enough to garner your initial attack. It's always you having to go on the offensive on this game. It gets really frustrating really fast. Now at this point, I've got the upper hand. My health is filling up a little faster and a little higher than his, so I can move in with a little bit more risk involved. And since he decided to go for punches, that's no big deal. I can get those kicks in. As you can see, I'm wearing him down. And oh, look at that. We have got him worn down big time. He's got his punches and kicks in. I'm standing there taking some punches and kicks because, you know, why not? And we have defeated this boss. Let's go ahead and run off to the next area. So we got another fight where it's looking pretty crazy. And I just got taken out by a frickin' bird. A stupid frickin' bird. Which puts us back to the beginning. Yeah. So guys, you see what I'm getting at. And I just ran into a punch. You die in the game, that's the end. Plain and simple. Yeah, there is no one player, one first life, second life, third life. No, it's just one life, you lose, it's over. So, yeah.
Alright guys, so we just got done playing Karateka for the Atari 7800 by Brøderbund. Imagine what it was like back in the 80s. You have an Atari and you really want a good fighting game. You see Karateka on the shelf and think to yourself, yes, I have a fighting game I can play. Yes, I'm going to enjoy this game because it's awesome and it's a fighting game. You rush home, you plug it into your system, you grab the joystick, and then you read the instruction and go, okay, these are pretty simple, cool. You start playing it and realize it is anything but simple. Not that that's a bad thing. Every, strategy is excellent when it works. There is strategy in this game, and it's difficult. But the problem is, it's press a button. Oh, there's a reaction. Nothing better than hitting your attack direction and watching your guy go like, oh, kick. Hit your button for, direction for punch. Punch. How about I do that? Go direction punch, direction kick. No. It's like you hit it and the guy's going like, I think the strategy for hitting high with my foot is a good idea. Oh crap, I'm getting hit. Okay, I'll kick now. I'll kick, okay. No. The graphics are bland. Boring. Bland or ugly. Of course, we're talking Atari 7800. They had some beautiful games, though. So we can't use that as an excuse. Look at Xenophobe. Beautiful game. Ninja Golf. Hard to find. Beautiful game. I have games right here that defy the concept that this console has to produce ugly games. Not true. Lazy programming. Karateka's got its problems. A lot of them. It is a D- level game. I'd put it at an F, but the thing is, if you take some patience and think through the delay as pure strategy, it gets better. A little bit. Just a bit. Just, not to the point of failing better. That's it. That's all. The graphics are bland. They're boring. There's so much blending going on. The guy's black belt blends with the black background, so it looks like, big body and tiny little waist. The villains are all the same. They're just palette swapped. Technically, your guy is a palette swap, except he's not wearing a funky, weird shaped symbolism of a hat. I'm not going to say what symbolism that is. Kids, ask your parents. There's some intermissions and cutscenes, which is kind of cool. I like that. That adds a level of depth. Because, when I saw Ninja Gaiden, whatever, on Nintendo way back as a kid, and saw these amazing cinematic cutscenes, I was floored. It was amazing. Seeing that on the Atari 7800 is great. They're not as in-depth as Ninja Gaiden, honestly. Yeah, I know. But they're there. That's good. I like it. But it's not enough to redeem the game. However, Atari 7800 doesn't have a lot of games. And when you're trying to, build out and build up your collection, this is a game you definitely want to have added just because it makes sense, because it's there. And it's easy to find for the most part. You can get a copy of this boxed or unboxed really cheap. So, yeah. So, guys, the game is, it is headache inducing. But you'll live. Aside from that, guys, don't forget, you go to patreon.com/notesnerds, and you can help support us here at Notes and Nerds for all of our shows, including our Back in the Day, Retro Gaming Nerds, Music Hour with Nathan Smith, The Existential Nerd, our new show with our new host, Liz, and other shows that we have always going on. And even with our websites and stuff, and the expenses of traveling to conventions to be there, it helps. $1, $100, it doesn't matter. Personally, we're perfectly fine with 1,000 members at $1 each versus one member at $1,000. It's just we're not petty, we're not shallow, we're not picky, we're not greedy. So anyway, guys, this has been another exciting episode with me here, Eric, on Retro Gaming Nerds.